Hello and welcome back to the Orangearmy Dugout. Today with us we have an RCB fan, Rishabh, and from the SRH, Akash. So
Hello.
we had a crazy encounter last game on April 15th. Again, SRH record breaking their own highest total against RCB. But not to forget the amazing knock that DK played. It was really satisfying to watch him play, and it was a close match. I wouldn't say it was all in favor of SRH. It was definitely a close match, but nevertheless, we won, and it was really a great match to watch. And so, coming to you, Rishabh. So, your thoughts on the previous game and the upcoming game?
So, firstly, I think it was a commendable batting effort from SRH to get to 287 runs. That was something really unimaginable, the highest total as well. And at the halfway stage, I thought the game was done. I never thought that we could even get close to chasing 288, but the way Virat and Faf started and then the way DK was going on, there was that little hope that we could have won that game. If not for Will Jack's run out, I think it would have been more closer than it actually went. But honestly, I was not expecting them to even get to 260 plus. So that was a fantastic effort from our batters as well. Gave us some confidence, and overall, it was a really good game to watch.
Definitely. Akash, your thoughts?
I think excellent batting performances. Again, history rewritten. Be it Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Abdul Samad. I think Abdul Samad deserves a lot of credit. At the end, the difference, if you see the margin of what we won, Abdul Samad's knock really made a lot of difference. Yeah, batting. I think both teams batted really well, and I think the contest was which team bowled better at the end of the day and who held their nerves while delivering the balls. So I think SRH was the better bowling squad on that day, but I feel SRH could have done better with ball. But given that the surfaces are absolutely flat, you can't really we cannot be too harsh on the bowlers. I think they did a pretty good job. As long as you're giving a W, I'm fine with that.
Definitely. It was like a battle of batters, and we have seen it was a little bit patchy with the bowlers from both the teams. We'll have to agree on that. But the next game that SRH again proved themselves to be good as a bowling unit as well versus DC. So now it looks like a solid team where both batting and bowling is balanced. So, Rishabh, so do you think you have to strategize a little bit? I know you've got nothing to lose, but you can be party poopers at this point for any team. So, do you think you can start winning games again and maybe you have that in, like, I mean, the team has it to, spoil the party of some other teams?
I think, like you mentioned, we have nothing to lose, so that would probably take a lot of pressure off them and allow them to play a lot more freely so they can express themselves a lot better. When it comes to strategizing, yes, there is a lot of work to be done, in particular with the bowling, and not just in the this season. When I'm saying we have a lot of work to do, I mean there's a lot of work thinking to do going into the next mega auction because, to be very honest, we do not have enough resources in our bowling at the auction. After the auction itself, there was a fear that will this is this bowling lineup strong enough, and it's showing that we do not have enough resources. And with the resources that we have as well, they aren't the management hasn't been managing it properly. For example, Vaishak, in one of the games, he bowled really well and they dropped him for a couple of games. Lockie Ferguson, you look at him, his strength is outside of the power play. They made him bowl in the power play. So when you have a limited resources, you've got to see how to utilize what you have in hand, and that is something I think the management has to focus on. If we can get that combination right, I think we can win a few games to end the season on a high note.
Definitely. I think, yeah, there were certain decisions that were not taken rightly. We could see that happening, but nevertheless, it is sad to see you at the bottom, but we hope you can up your game and come up and you know, mega auction is coming up and there are a lot of decisions to be made. And Akash, so do you see any changes in the game, the upcoming game? Because we have been going with almost the same squad, but do you see any relevant changes?
Firstly, if there are no forced injuries, my overseas four combo would be the same. I'd still stick to
Yep.
Makram. I'm not in favor of getting either Janssen or Faruqi or even Phillips. For Makram, I'm sticking to Makram. But as far as the impact subs go, I'd be very keen on getting Jatavit Subramaniam in place of Washington Sundar if that is an option. Otherwise, I'd be very tempted to bring back Umran for at least a couple of games. Look, I understand that he is someone who leaks too many runs, but the you see our performances this season. Almost every bowler has been going for runs. Even Bhuvi has conceded 50 runs like for 3 games. And if Umran is actually conceding that many runs, he's better off because he would at least get you a wicket or two. Now, I'd have a spell of 2 for 50 in place of 0 for 40, something what Unatkut was giving in few games. But later on, Unatkut, I think he started off well, but he was going too expensive. We had to drop him. We brought Washington Sundar, and of course, he had a terrible start in the first 2 overs, and he never bowled back. I don't see Washington Sundar coming back into the squad. If there's any scope for spin, which I don't think is going to be in Rajiv Gandhi International Cricket Stadium, if there's any spin, I'd be very tempted to bring Jatavit Subramaniam. Otherwise, I'd bring Umran Malik.
Okay. Umran Malik, not sure if he's going to come back, but it would be nice to see him, provided he doesn't leak so many runs. And Rishabh, do you have any changes in mind? Like, are you going to expect anyone um, been going around? So I just wanted to bring it up and talk about it as well. So coming to the next part, let's talk about your fandom. So, Rishabh, how do you celebrate when RCB wins, or how does it affect your daily mood, or if you lose or win? How does it go? Describe a day after RCB won a match, maybe.
After RCB wins a game,
Yeah, you can talk about that, and then if RCB loses. Yeah.
the day, the night, in case it's a night game, they win that game. If I personally talk about me, I don't sleep the whole night. I keep watching the highlight videos, all the interviews, all the analysis, and all of that. But when RCB loses a game, I just prefer to shut off my socials. I don't open it for the night at least. And in the morning, I behave as though a match didn't happen at all, because one loss, two loss, three loss is fine. This is like 6, 7 in a row. It reminds me of the 2019 season. We lost 6 in a row. It was our worst joint season, so it's better to not remember it at all. I mean, and it's made, at least for me personally, it's become a little easier to accept the defeats, because we know that we have a lack of resources in our bowling, and we do not have the strongest of squads this season. So that actually makes it a little easier to accept it and know that we have to look forward to the next IPL with regards to the mega auction, and we need a complete revamp, not just with the players, but I also feel with the management. We need a total changeover, is what I feel.
Okay. And I do agree that shut off your socials and everything. Honestly, yeah. When we lose a match, social media affects us so much when it's about a game. Since when you're obviously talking about cricket, you scroll everything is if you're winning,
Entire
it's good
feed.
news. If you lost, everything are trolls. So yeah. And Akash, so how do you celebrate when SRH wins, and maybe describe your recent celebration or your feel versus DC and RCB.
Yeah, of course. Whenever SRH wins, I'm like over the moon. I'm on top of the world. I'm like, yeah, I'm the king of the world because this is what happens. I mean, come on, SRH has won, baby. And I start celebrating. I basically get a cake, basically get a dessert, something, have it, then basically keep on dancing for no reason, basically watching the same videos again and again on how we won the highlights. Watch each and every analyst on how they basically labeled off that SRH is not going to win today and we win, and I feel super happy that actually we proved them wrong. But again, if it's a victory, it's as good as like, yeah, I'm the king of the world. And if if we face a defeat, then yeah, it's end of the world for me. I cannot sleep. And what's funny is I still keep on watching all these critics what they keep saying, and I'm like, how did we get this wrong? How did we get this wrong? We should have won this game. And yeah, it's sleepless nights. The next day I wake up, I see the same thing on my feed. We lost that game. And this season, if you see after we lost the first game, I'm trying to move on from that. The next game, people keep on saying that how SRH should have won when they have 7 of 5 balls, 7 of 5 balls, 7 of 5 balls. It kept on repeating
Yeah,
even in the game where SRH wasn't involved. I'm like, I'm trying my best to forget it, but you not let me forget it. So yeah, it's very tough. I basically don't get any sleep at all. Sleepless nights. I keep waiting for the next SRH game, and if we fail there again, it's another sleepless night. My work gets affected. But yeah, I try my best to balance it these days. Looking at the traumatic seasons we had for the last couple of seasons, I've been a bit more immune.
agree.
But a decade ago, I was not this immune when I was still a kid. The losses were very close to my heart and very heartbreaking, especially the ones I watched in stadium. For example, the 2015 loss where we could have made it to top two, but the Lagan movement happened. David Warner steps on the boundary line, the same opposition steps on the wants to celebrate, but steps on the boundary line, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm literally heartbroken. That game, after that game happened, I could not sleep, I could not study, I couldn't do anything in my life. I'm like, yeah, this is the end of the world.
IPL
This,
is like that. Like we are so dependent on it for these 2 months. It's like everything revolves, at least for like me, you, and maybe Rishabh too. Everything is revolving around this game. That's why we are doing
yeah,
talk shows, sports, media, this, that. It's fun, entertaining again. Win, lose,
yeah,
or tie, we will still support our team irrespective.
of course.
Yeah. And so I'll quickly just ask you random stuff, like as a rapid fire. And whatever comes to your mind, you just say it out loud. No time to think. So
Okay.
Okay.
first, let's go with Virat Kohli.
Destructive batter takes
Okay.
away a game from the opposition.
Rishabh.
Run machine, chase master.
Oh, yeah. And you can be funny, anything. It doesn't have to. It's just going to be really fun. So next, we can say Heinrich Klaassen.
Uh, Monster. That's the
Oh,
word I always comes to my mind when I hear Clarkson is bad. Monster.
mm. Rishabh. Okay. Um, we can go
He's
with
a danger. He's
yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
danger. Red zone. You do not want to bowl to him. The form he is in, do not want to bowl to him.
Red zone.
He's
I
that
like
red sign.
that. Like that. Danger income. And let's go with Mohammad Siraj.
Oh, okay, interesting. Hyderabad Mia. Oh, I have no words for Hyderabad Mia for now. Okay, that's brilliant. I think let's say, I wouldn't say a wicket-taking machine, but a fiercely fast bowler,
Like that.
like who can put batters under threat at any point of time.
Rishabh.
Actually,
Okay.
wait. Whenever I hear Siraj, like there are two things that come into my mind. It's like, we're so good, we're so done. We're so good, we're so done. Up, down, up, down. There's nothing in
There's
between.
no exactly.
There's nothing in between. It's gonna be an amazing day or it's gonna be a terrible day.
True. Okay, I think there's another network issue here. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think he's back.
Welcome back again. Okay. So I just wanted to ask, how did you guys take it when Mohammad Siraj was dropped for the match against SRH last match? Even we were a bit surprised to see that. Okay, I don't remember a game where Siraj was not playing.
I
So
think it was the right call, to drop Siraj because if you look at him this season, he hasn't been in that particular form. He's not getting his rhythm. and he's been going for runs. So when a player is not in that rhythm, he's not getting it right, and if nothing's working for him, then it's probably fine to give him a break for 1 or 2 games for him to sit out, go back and see where he's gone wrong and what he needs to do, and then come back fresh. So. In my view, that's totally okay to not drop him and give him a bit of that break to contemplate what he can do better and then come back.
Okay. It's really nice how RCB takes everything sportively at this point. Like I have to say, you guys are you have the most loyal fan base for sure. Irrespective, it's hard when your team doesn't give you the result you desire. Even though they have been good many seasons, they've come to the finals, they've been exceptional throughout the season, but still I know you've heard it a lot, but this time you're like, okay, I'm accepting things. So that takes a lot being a fan. So really appreciate that for you and every RCB fan out there. Irrespective of the rivalry we hold, we
Yeah,
we still respect that
yeah,
you guys are really great.
right. I think it takes a lot of courage to actually accept that your team is not going in the direction you want to, but you're still willing to support your team. I think it's very brave, and having to do that for 16 years straight is amazing. And yeah, that love for the team, it's admirable. You have to credit the guys out there on who've been passionately supporting it for many, many years, and will still hopefully continue to support their team.
Oh, I think there would definitely. I've seen so many people like these out of stadiums. They have some mics, some not sure, some pages interview. So a lot of disappointed fans. They are like, no, Virat Kohli should leave the franchise. But I have this opinion that he's never going to leave the franchise because he's also that loyal person. He's also like stuck to RCB, and seeing RCB without Virat is not possible. So, like Rishabh, do you also agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. He's not going to leave. It's at this point, especially, it's like Virat is RCB, RCB is Virat. I don't think there's a lot beyond without him. Even if you talk from the mega auction perspective, I would say at one point just retain Virat, remove everyone else, and get a new team. But he's not going to leave RCB, and he's mentioned this a lot of times in his interviews as well. That till the day he plays IPL, he's gonna always play for RCB itself. I mean, 16, 17 years with the same franchise. We've seen him grow from 2008 till now, and the franchise has played a big part in him being where he is today as well. They backed him out of everyone, and they retained him after that 2008, 9, 10 season. So obviously he has that connection, and I don't see him leaving the team at all. No way, no chance.
Yeah, so RCB fans who said that, please hear him out. So lastly, so any message, chants, or anything you'd like to say out loud, show your fandom. Here's your space. Akash.
Like I always say, I mean, I'll try going for the line which is very popular in our song. Sunrises memo, bro. Pakain ko range, bro. Otherwise, it's always go Orangearmy. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think go Orangearmy sounds better for me than the first phrase. But yeah, that is one of the phrases that I like.
Pakka and Range Bro, they're literally personifying what that said. We
Right,
did
right, right.
not
Yeah,
see this sort of gameplay, not even in my
yeah, and
dreams.
yeah. What's more interesting is they say that well, I don't exactly remember, but it says like we basically notify them and we destroy them in
Yeah,
the lyrics if you go there. Yeah.
yeah. And Rishabh.
Yeah, I think it's Cheppi Mari Tatati Stamle.
Cheppi
Yeah,
Marita.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's like yeah, we're warning you that we're gonna destroy you and we'll destroy. And our games have been reflecting that.
yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And Rishabh.
Go ahead, Rishabh.
Yeah, I'd like to say one thing that you will find every RCB fan saying, no matter one loss or 100 losses, we are always going to be with our team. We are always going to back our team. And no matter 16 years or how many years ever long, all we want is one trophy, and we are going to keep waiting for that no matter what. I know the season hasn't gone how we wanted it to, and fair enough, because there's been a lot of work that hasn't been done right. So there is a lot to complain, but we've got to accept, like I told you before as well, that things have to be done better before if you want results after. So that is one message to the management from behalf of all our fans that I would like to give, that do better at the auction table, strategize well, get better players, and look to take the franchise in a proper direction and not where it is headed at the moment, because that is something, it's really hurtful to see from the outside. See, losing is one thing and not qualifying or not doing well is one thing. But when you when things haven't gone right in the planning and then you lose, obviously you can't expect to win when you haven't done your homework well, right? So that is one thing from the back end, I feel, which they really need to do. Really need to get more serious about things, if I should be very, very blunt, because with this current setup, with this current mindset, I don't see us winning even for the next 4, 5, 10 years or whatever. So I think long-term planning and better management is something that we really, really need. And these 6 games, just enjoy, just go out there and express yourself. You've got nothing to lose. Probably try out a few more players, try out a few more combinations, and see who you would like to retain going forward. But this 6 games is just as for us fans, we are just going to take it as from an entertainment perspective. We win good. Otherwise, okay, we know we've got nothing to lose. So that's all I'd like to say.
That comes from with a heavy heart, I understand. So I hope your message reaches you and a lot of other RCB fans. Hope your message is heard. So thank you so much for joining. Before we end, I just want a vague prediction of the score that's going to be on the board tomorrow. So Akash, what do you think?
A bit, go a bit tempting as always. I actually would call this a bold prediction. If it's a flat track, we're batting first 300. We're making history again. We're rewriting history.
Okay, not gonna jinx it. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
And Rishabh, what do you think?
Yeah, if RCB is batting first, a minimum of 250 at this point is what I think we should be getting. Anything less than that, I think it's going to be really difficult to defend given Hyderabad's batting lineup this season. I would really like to point that out, that it's not just one, two, or three, it's the entire batting unit, if you look, that's performing so well consistently. And that is something that other teams have to look at and learn from, I would say. And that consistency is the reason why 250 is looking like nothing so easy. So all of them are performing so well, and keeping that in mind, bare minimum of 250. Otherwise, I don't see us winning this game as well.
So I am hoping it's going to be an exciting match again tomorrow versus the RCB, and it's going to be a fun contest. Of course, last time when we met in Rajiv Gandhi Upal Stadium, we saw 2 centuries. Not sure what's coming up this game. It could be another century from RCB or SRH, but maybe 250 again. Let's see,
Yeah,
and let's wait and watch. And I'm going to the stadium just so I can see another exciting contest. So I'm also really excited. So thank you so much for joining, guys. It was a fun conversation, more like a conversation. So we are really happy to have you, and let's have a great game.
yep.
Thank you,
Thank
and
you.
bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye.
For having us,
Thank you.
hoping for a great game.
Yeah. Good luck as always.